Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, for those of you who are, whenever it is that, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast, hello, 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 hello. For those of you who are live, yes, 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 let's do it. For those who hashtag it and replay it, I love it, I love it. For those of you who will be on and I don't know you're on and I might not never know you're on. Yes, 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 yes. And then for those of us who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl. Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing while you're doing it. Right? Okay. So let's make it do what it do, beloved. Let's make it do what it do. So this week, we're starting a new topic. This week I'll be on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're taking off Thursday and Friday. Right? So I'll be on Monday, I'll be on Tuesday, I'll be on Wednesday. I will not be on Thanksgiving or on the Friday after Thanksgiving because we gonna rest and relax and chill and take our leisure. Take our leisure. I took off therapy. So I'll have a totally open free day on Friday. Uh, with no typical daily responsibilities. Yeah. I'm getting better at doing that. I'm actually pretty good at doing it actually. So just want to let you know that in advance. We've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to tango, y'all. And then we gon' you know, give it up for the rest of the week. And I'll see you on the Monday after Thanksgiving. But we'll be on today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Sherry Naylor, good morning, honey bun. So good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, yes. So we're talking about this notion of family traditions. My question to you is, are they life-giving or not? Your family traditions, the one that you still engage, or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't engage them anymore, but they were life-giving, right? But they were life-giving. If they weren't life-giving and you're not engaging them, wonderful. Let them go. Don't keep doing it just because that's what we've always done. That don't make sense in no environment. Doesn't make sense in families. Doesn't make sense in business. Doesn't make sense in friendships. It just doesn't make sense. If it doesn't work, don't keep doing it. Don't keep doing it. Churches, if it don't work, let it go. Don't keep doing it, beloved, if it doesn't work. So, um, so I am inviting you to look at your family traditions and assess them. Decide whether or not they work for you. Maybe they worked at some point, but they cost more than you get benefit from them today, right? What you receive as the benefit is so small compared to the effort, the energy, maybe even the resources that it takes to carry out the traditions today. So it's worth letting go. But let me tell you something, beloved. If the benefit is significant, hi, Pastor Chioki, Sherry. There's Pastor Chioki. Mine are still life giving, but they are tiring because managing time between my wife's family and mine is difficult. I know. I was just getting ready to say that's what I was just getting ready to get into. Is that if they're beneficial, if you get so much more benefit out of it, then hang in there. Hang in there. I know because I have primarily hosted Thanksgiving for my family since we purchased our home, and we purchased our home in 95, I think, 83, 95 or something like that. And so that's been a long time, right, that I've hosted Thanksgiving. And it, like, I'm thinking about what I have to do between now and Thursday. And it's not just me, thank God. Kim and Amanda purchased their home, and they host now. And so Amanda takes on at least half of the work. And so I'm grateful for that. But it is a lot. It's a lot. But why do I do it? Why do we do it still? Because they're life-giving. Because ultimately, making memories are so important, making life-giving memories for ourselves. Because when times get tough, and they do, we have these amazing memories that put wind in our sail, that gives us life, that helps us to take the next step. And so we have to they act as anchors a lot of times in our lives. And so I think about so many traditions that I have experienced and that I continue to hold on to. And I continue to do because it's what I've done and it's life-giving. See, that's the combination. It's what I've done in the past and it's life-giving for me in the present. So we will continue those, right? Even though sometimes it takes a lot to continue what you've already done. Sometimes it's that thing that you've already done that you must continue to do because it's an anchor for you in your present. Even if that thing has changed, it is an anchor for you in your present. Good morning, Erica. Hey, honey bun. And so you got to figure out how to keep doing it. So same thing for me for Thanksgiving. You got to keep figuring out how to keep doing it because it just, for me, it feeds my soul. And look, this is the thing. There reached a point in time in my family that, like, we scattered from a Thanksgiving perspective, both holidays, because we used to have those on lock. Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, all the holidays we had on lock, especially when my mother was alive. Like, we had it on lock. Nobody questioned where we were going, how we were doing it, this, that, and the other. Like, nobody questioned. But after Mama passed, like, things shifted, majorly shifted. And like, my heart was hurting so much when we come to holidays, and it was different, and it kept shifting. And I'm nostalgic. Like, I am extremely nostalgic. And so the continuation of things to me are important. And so I was determined to continue those, but it got really, really scarce. It got really scarce at a certain point, and I just kept hanging in there. And then as Kim got older, it was important to him to continue to hang in there and to do it. So some that used to come would come, and then what ended up happening is others who had no place to land at Thanksgiving began to come to my home, and at Easter, and at and so let me tell y'all this. It's not funny, this Easter story. So it's when my family my family has always, my entire life, we had huge gatherings. So we always had even others that came to my family. Like, we were kind of a model for how to do it. A lot of my friends kind of learned how to do it with their family by watching my family do it. It just always been, it was just understood between my mom and my sister, who always lived together. And so once mom passed, right, then mama passed and things started to change. So there came this one year This one year. This was probably round about 2013. It's probably 2013. There came this one year that there was no Easter plans. Like, there had never ever been a time in my life where, like, my mom and my sister wasn't hosting Easter. But at this point, my mom had been passed. She passed in 2008. So it had been, it was rocky. It was rocky. And like, it was no Easter plan. And so my niece, who never really hosts anything, had said, Auntie, well, I'm a cook and you can come over. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. I'll bring this, that's, and the other. So she told me what to bring. So I had gotten all my stuff, and she told me what time to be over there. And I was leaving church, and then she called me and she said, hey, Auntie, I never did take the meat out. I didn't and she said, so, but I think Auntie Sherry cooked a little something. And so now, like, my heart is sinking, and I got all this food, and like, it just was so weird. And I remember leaving the Kroger on 8 Mile in Ferndale, and I'm driving down the road, and it's like my heart is breaking. And I'm just like, so the interesting thing is like, I feel like I have nowhere to go. It's a feeling, it's not a fact. Because the fact of the matter is, I did have an invitation from somebody who didn't really know my family dynamic, because anybody who knew my family dynamic would have never invited me to Easter, because they understand, like, it's like Kathy's family got that on lock, got all holidays on lock. So my closest people, they would have never opened an invitation for me to come. They would have never intentionally did it. Now, somebody who was more new to my life, they had invited me, so I had an invitation. But like, I'm always going to go to my families, right? Because that's just the way it is. But, and so so even though I'm feeling this way, I have a church family. Like it didn't matter, no matter where they were, what they were doing, if I needed somewhere to go. So this also must have had to be when little Kim was in college. She was still in college at this point. But if I needed somewhere to go, I had tons and tons. I could have picked up the phone, called anybody, say, hey, where y'all at? I need somewhere to go. It would not have better than I. Like, there was tons of people but I'm driving down 8 Mile, and I'm crying, and I'm upset, and I'm really upset because my family dynamics have changed. See, my voice, whenever I tell the story, I still feel sad about it. But my family dynamics had changed. And so I came on home. And Erica, let me know if you remember this. I think you do. So I came on home, and I had all these groceries that I had purchased. And now I don't know what to do with them, because you can't give homeless people stuff you got to cook. And so I was looking for homeless people to give it to, but I couldn't find. Anyway, I came on home, and I pulled on my street, and across the street, I have church family that lives across the street. So all of the Horn kids, young, outside playing, it was nice, and my window was up, so I saw them, and I was like, well, let me go over there and give them the food in case they could use it for their dinner. So remember, so Erica was there. Anybody know Erica? She bubbly. Now I was in deep sadness at this point, because my family dynamics were changing, and it was like, I just had never experienced. I'm fully grown, got my own family, my own kids, but it's breaking my heart. And Erica's like, hey, Auntie, you coming over here? You coming over here have dinner with us? I was like, nah, honey. She's like, you not? She said, what you get ready to do? I was like, I'm getting ready to go home and get in the bed. And she's looking at me all bewildered, like, you what? But I was feeling so sad, right? So I was like, no, I'm getting ready to go home. And I didn't explain anything. So she was like, Auntie, come on. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go home and get in the bed. So I go on home, and I get in the bed. My window is up though, and I go to sleep. And the kids' voice of playing and laughing and all of those kinds of things wake me up. So I woke up, and I was feeling better, and I was like, girl, get your butt up and go across the street to your family and have dinner. So it was so funny. It was so divine. When I got up, they were just now serving dinner. So I walked on across the street and had dinner. And right. And so it was a morning of a family tradition that was life giving, that wasn't anymore. Yes, and I was so happy you came. I was happy I came. So it was a morning of a family tradition. See, I'm still like shaky about it. Of a family tradition that was changing. But it was also a reality that we can sit in what wasn't and what won't ever be the way it was again and let that kind of take us out. Or we can receive what's right there available to us and receive life from what's now new. Right. And so that's what I did because, I forgot a significant part. So I'm driving down 8 Mile and I'm thinking, okay, so now what I'm going to do? What I'm going to eat? Where I'm going to go? And so there was a soul food restaurant off of, that was open. So I go into the soul food restaurant, I get some short ribs, some gravy, some rice, some cabbage, some yams. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to eat it. And I get it and I pull out the parking lot and the plate, y'all, turns over like that. That was it. That was it. Like that was the nail in the coffin. I was done. So that's why, it was just like one thing after another, after another. So I got my niece who was disappointing me greatly, and she had a tendency to not keep her word, but she had been, on the up and up. So I'm thinking I could trust what she's saying. And then you called me the day of it and talk about you forgot to, but I think Auntie, so now I'm feeling some kind of way because she cooked, but she didn't tell me, like all of those, boom, 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 boom. And my mama ain't here. That's why that's why this stuff is even right. So I got all this piled up on, and the horns across the street and the kids' life and Erica's bubbly and all of that was an invitation to say, you don't have to be there. Like you don't have to be there. And I had another invitation, but it was a newer group. And there's no way it would have felt right. But my church family, I know there's tons of family. Like my church family is my family. And so there were tons of houses. I could have called anybody and said, hey, I don't have nowhere to go. Which that was like, I was fully grown, but driving down 8 Mile, crying because in my life, that had never been a reality for me. Like never. So, right, still there. That was because it was meant for you to come over there with us. I know it was. It really was. Because the timing was perfect. So what's my message here? Look, feel what you have to feel. Like I needed to feel that. And so what ended up happening after that is I decided, well, I guess I'm doing Easter too, right? I guess Easter is becoming my holiday now as well. And so it is. So I host Easter, I host Thanksgiving. We don't really do the Christmas. I think Little Kim was getting ready to start hosting Christmas Eve because he's nostalgic like I am, because we just need the consistency, because all of those things, like there was no holiday. We did Memorial Day, 4th of July, the whole thing. And so we did all of those. We did all of those things, and we will continue to do those things because they're important to me. They're important to me. And so what ended up happening is my holidays that were like literally, we used to have like 75 people in my house. It was just that huge. My immediate family, my first cousins and all of us are just that many. So so I ended up saying, okay, do what you need to do. You can't be in this emotional space again. You can't be here again. So what can you do? What do you need to do? And so I started hosting Easter. And so now I have a full Easter experience, right? And thank God Kim and Amanda purchased their home because their home is bigger than mine. And so we host over there now. We host Easter over there. We host Thanksgiving over there. And I have family. And so interesting. This one, I think this is the year where family is going to be more. My birth family, like more of them. because Kim went to the generation under me and just said, hey, this is what we doing. And they like that. And so I love it. I love that. I love that. Right. And so interesting because I love how Papa knows what we're going to talk about. He gives me the main subject and then we do what we do. Family traditions, life giving or not. You have to decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you, right? And if there's what you need that's not there, give it to yourself. Do what, first of all, if there's an invitation, even if it's packaged differently, even if it's looking differently, even if it's not what you ever thought it would be, but it's an invitation because the Horns are my family. And I wasn't with the Woods family, right? Where it's where I had been my entire life. But this is my family as well. And so my family was available, right? Another version of my family. And I'm grateful that I, didn't allow myself to get in such a dump, in such a place of, a difficulty or whatever, that that I didn't accept what Papa already had available for me in a different package. So look, he'll never leave us or forsake us. He'll be with us always. There's always a ram in the bush, right? He's going to always give us what we need. He's going to always have it available for us. But we have to shift sometimes to see it the way that it's packaged. And yeah, I could have both hands. So I still felt sad that my family dynamics had changed so much so that I would find myself in this difficult place. But what was I going to say? But I also am grateful. I forgot what I just said. Anyway, I'm glad that I could do both because we can have both kind of feelings at the same time. We can feel sad and feel glad, right? Because as beings, we're not linear. We can have both of them happening at the same time. So I honored the sad part, but I also was available to be grateful and to be with and to enjoy. All right, beloved, I love y'all. I really do. I appreciate you. I value you. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I are amazing beings. Papa loves us so much that he created us fearfully and wonderfully. All right, have a fantastic day. I'll see you Tuesday. I'll see you Wednesday. And then we're going to break for the rest of the week. Bye-bye for now. Have a good one.